Welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll never miss a moment from your favorite shows. Former Big Brother contestants Brendan Villegas and Rachel Riley shared photos of their Easter festivities with their adorable family. On Sunday, April 5, Riley took to her Instagram page to share some sweet photos of her hubby, and their two children, all dressed up for the holiday. Adora, 9, and Adler, 5, are the proud children of the two reality stars. Happy Easter. #family, #family time, #Easter. Riley, 41, captions the images. In the pictures, Riley rocks a pastel pink dress and matching fascinator, while her daughter is seen in a pale blue dress. The couple's son also wore pastels for the occasion, as well as a cute vest. Brendan, meanwhile, opted for a darker color palette. Fans and friends respond. Ashley Hollis, who won Riley's most recent Big Brother season, BB27, was one of the many people who responded to the precious images. "OMG, most beautiful family," Hollis exclaimed in the comments. The family photos also shocked Natalie Anderson, a survivor and The Traitors alum who faced Riley on the Amazing Race 24 All-Stars. "OMG, they are so big," she wrote alongside images. Rachel's sister, Alyssa Riley, who competed with Rachel on the Amazing Race 31, also left her mark on the post, writing, "Beautiful little family. My niece and nephew are so perfect." In the meantime, fans also praised the family's looks and commented on how beautiful they looked. One follower wrote, "Fashion runs in the family," while another fan added, "Literally looks like 50% you, 50% Brendan." The story of Rachel and Brendan's love. 15 years after they first met on Big Brother Season 12, Rachel and Brendan are still going strong. The pair quickly entered into a showmance together at the time, though neither won. They both returned the following year for BB13 as part of a dynamic duos twist, with Rachel being crowned the winner. They competed together twice on The Amazing Race following their initial appearances on Big Brother. They made their first appearance as an engaged couple in Season 20, where they finished third. Then they got married in 2012 and returned for Season 24 in 2014, again placing third. The pair welcomed their first child together, daughter Adora, in 2016. Then, in November 2020, came son Adler. Rachel made her solo debuts on The Traitors Season 1 in 2023 and Big Brother 26 in 2025. The morning sunlight spilled gently through the sheer curtains, painting the living room in soft gold. Everything was calm for the first time in what seemed like forever on Easter Sunday. No cameras, there were no whispered plans, no alliances or betrayals made late at night, just home. Emma and Jake, once known to millions as the Big Brother power couple, stood side by side in their cozy kitchen, quietly watching their two children argue over who got to decorate the last chocolate egg. "Careful," Emma laughed, sipping her coffee. "That's the last one. It is essentially treasure." Jake leaned against the counter, arms crossed, a soft smile tugging at his lips. He commented, "Funny," recalling the times when people referred to us as ruthless. Emma grinned. "We were ruthless." "Speak for yourself," he teased. "I was charming." Despite rolling her eyes, she continued to smile. 5 years had passed since they left the Big Brother house together, unanticipated winners of the competition and of each other. Back then, their relationship had been questioned, dissected, even doubted. Many thought it was strategy, a showmance, something fleeting. But here they were, still together, still choosing each other, and now building something far bigger than a game. "Mom! Dad! Look!" shouted Lily, their 6-year-old daughter, holding up a brightly painted egg that was more glitter than shell. "It's sparkly," Jake said diplomatically. "It's beautiful," Emma corrected, kneeling down to Lily's level. "Exactly like you." Across the table, their younger son, Noah, had chocolate smeared across his face and hands. "I made a mess," he announced proudly.
Jake laughed. "Yeah, buddy, I can see that." Emma reached for her phone. "Okay, everyone freeze. This is too cute." The kids groaned, but they obeyed. Jake slipped an arm around Emma's shoulders as she angled the camera. Click. Yet another click. And one more because Noah sneezed mid-shot. "Perfect," Emma said, glancing at the pictures. "These will be available online." Jake raised an eyebrow. "You sure you want to share? You consistently state that you wish to keep things private." Emma hesitated for a moment, scrolling through the images, the messy table, the bright colors, the laughter frozen in time. "I know," she said softly, "but today feels special. Not in a flashy way, just real." Jake nodded. "Yeah, real's good." The images began to circulate shortly after being posted. Fans who had once watched Emma and Jake navigate alliances and competitions were now seeing something entirely different: a family. The comments flooded in. From game players to parents, "This is everything. I always knew you two were real. This is the best glow-up I've ever seen." Emma set her phone down, overwhelmed but smiling. "It's weird," she acknowledged. "People watched us fall in love under pressure. Now they're watching us live a normal life." Jake laughed. "Define normal. Our son just tried to eat a paintbrush." "Artistic expression," Emma said, grinning. Later that afternoon, they stepped outside into their backyard. The grass was dotted with pastel eggs, carefully hidden for the kids' Easter hunt. "Ready?" Jake called out. "Ready!" Lily and Noah shouted in unison. "Go!" The kids dashed across the yard, laughter echoing as they searched behind trees, under benches, and inside flower pots. Emma watched them, her heart full. "You know," she said quietly, "this is better than winning." Jake looked at her. "Hey, we did win." She shook her head. "I don't mean the show." There was a pause. Then Jake reached for her hand. "Yeah," he said softly, "we did." As the sun began to set, the family gathered on a picnic blanket surrounded by empty eggshells and half-eaten chocolates. "Tell us a story," Lily demanded. "Yeah," Noah expanded, "a fun one." Emma noticed Jake. "Would you like to tell it?" He grinned. "All right. Once upon a time, there were two people stuck in a house with a bunch of strangers." "Was it scary?" Lily interrupted. Jake replied emphatically. "Very. There were competitions, secret conversations, and a lot of whispering." "Did they win?" Noah asked. Jake looked at Emma. "Eventually." Emma leaned her head against his shoulder. "The best part, though, was not winning." "What was it?" Lily asked. Emma smiled. "They found each other." The kids seemed satisfied with that answer, quickly distracted by a leftover chocolate bunny. "Not bad storytelling," Jake whispered. Emma nudged him. "You forgot the part where I carried us strategically." Jake laughed. "I was essential." "Sure," she teased. "Moral support." That night, after the kids were asleep and the house had settled into quiet, Emma scrolled through the day's photos again. One particular one stood out. The four of them sitting together and laughing without even realizing the camera was there. No posing, performing nothing. Just life. Jake walked in, holding 2 mugs of tea. "I was thinking you might want this." She took it. "Thank you." He glanced at her phone. "That one's my favorite." "Mine too," Emma said. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. "Do you ever long for it?" Jake asked at once. "The program?" Emma thought about it. "The euphoria?" she said. "Sometimes." "The drama?" She chuckled. "Not even a little bit." Jake nodded. "Same." Emma put away her phone. "We got something better." Jake raised his cup. "For better." Emma twinked hers against his. "To better." Somewhere online, the photos continued to spread, shared by fans, featured on entertainment pages, captioned as "a beautiful glimpse into life after reality TV." But for Emma and Jake, it wasn't about headlines or attention. It was about a peaceful Easter Sunday, a messy kitchen, 2 laughing children, and a love that had outlasted the game that brought them together. Because sometimes the real story begins after the cameras
house was
stop
filled
rolling.
with the soft hum of morning, birds chirping outside, the faint clatter of dishes in the kitchen, and the unmistakable sound of children whispering secrets they thought no one could hear. It was Easter Sunday, a day that once meant little more than a date on the calendar for Ryan and Chloe. Now, everything was important. 5 years ago, millions had watched them meet under artificial lights inside the Big Brother house, 2 strangers navigating alliances, betrayals, and constant surveillance. Their connection had appeared unlikely at the time. Ryan was cautious and strategic, Chloe was friendly and impulsive. Their relationship initially piqued viewers' interest, but it gradually developed into something more substantial, real. Now, far from the cameras, they stood in their kitchen, watching their life unfold in a way no one could have scripted. "Do you believe that they are awake?" Chloe whispered, peeking down the hallway. Ryan grinned. "They've been awake for at least 10 minutes. I heard giggling." Right on cue, a small voice called out, "We're not peeking." Chloe laughed. "That indicates that they are peeking." Amused, Ryan shook his head. "All right, Easter Bunny, time to reveal yourself." Chloe grabbed a woven basket filled with pastel eggs and tiptoed toward the living room, Ryan following with a camera in hand. The room had been transformed overnight. Colorful eggs tucked behind cushions, chocolate bunnies lined along the windowsill, and a small trail of jelly beans leading to the backyard. "Okay," Chloe called out, "come right now." Ava and Leo, their 2 children, burst into the room with big smiles and wide eyes. "It worked," Ava gasped. "He arrived." Leo quickly made his way to the jelly bean trail. "He left candy all over." Ryan lifted the camera, capturing every second, the excitement, the laughter, the pure magic of belief. Chloe knelt beside the children and assisted them in placing the eggs in their baskets. "Look at this one," holding up a pink egg with glitter. "Careful," Chloe smiled. "That one looks special." Leo shook a blue egg near his ear. "This one has something inside." Ryan chuckled. "That, buddy, is the point." As the kids raced outside to follow the trail, Chloe stood up and leaned against Ryan. "Can you believe this is our life?" she said softly. Ryan glanced at her, then at their children running across the yard. Honestly, no. The backyard was alive with energy. Eggs were hidden in the grass, behind flower pots, even hanging from low tree branches. While Leo charged forward with unstoppable enthusiasm, Ava meticulously searched every nook and cranny. "I found one," Leo shouted. "I found 3, Ava retaliated. Ryan laughed. "It's not a competition." Chloe raised an eyebrow. "Are you certain of that? Do you recall appearing on Big Brother?" "Hey," Ryan grinned. "Old habits die hard." Chloe pulled out her phone. "Stand together, both of you." With a plethora of vibrant eggs in their baskets, the kids gathered in the middle of the yard. While Chloe was taking a picture, Ryan wrapped an arm around her. She added, "Wait, one more. Ryan, move closer." "I am close." "Closer." She fired again, this time more softly and naturally as he leaned in. The kind of photo that didn't feel staged. "Perfect," Chloe said, reviewing the pictures. Ryan looked over her shoulder. "That one's frame-worthy." Chloe nodded. "And maybe shareable." Ryan was hesitant. "You sure? You've been careful about what we post." "I know," she said. "However, this is different. It's not about showing off. Sharing something real is the goal." Ryan considered that, then smiled. "All right, let the world see." Within an hour of posting, the photos spread like wildfire. Fans who had once debated their every move on the show were now commenting on their family, their happiness, their journey. What a beautiful story, from the Big Brother house to this. I always believed in you two. This is what winning really looks like. Chloe smiled softly as she sat on the couch and read the comments.
"It's strange," she said. "They watched us fall in love under pressure. Now they're just watching us live." Ryan sat next to her. "Maybe that's why they care. It didn't end when the show did." Chloe leaned her head on his shoulder. "I'm glad it didn't." Later that afternoon, the family gathered around the Easter treats-laden dining room table. Chocolate eggs, cupcakes, and a slightly lopsided cake Chloe insisted on baking herself. "It's supposed to look like that," she said defensively. Ryan grinned. "Obviously it is." Ava took a bite. "It tastes good." Leo nodded, mouth full of frosting. "Really nice." Chloe chuckled. "See, that's all that matters." Ryan raised his glass. "For Easter." "Happy Easter," the kids echoed. "And to family," Chloe added. Ryan looked at her, his expression softening. "Definitely to family." As the sun began to set, they moved back outside, the sky painted in shades of orange and pink. The kids played on the grass, their laughter echoing in the warm evening air. "Tell us a story," Ava called out. "Yeah," Leo added. "A real one." Ryan glanced at Chloe. "You want to do the honors?" She grinned. "Okay, once upon a time, there were two people who met in a very strange place." "Where?" Ava asked. Chloe stated, "In a house full of cameras." They weren't sure if they could trust anyone. "Did they trust each other?" Leo inquired. "Not at first," Ryan said, joining in, "but slowly they realized something important." "What?" Ava whispered. Chloe stated that even in a game, some things are real. "And did they win?" Leo inquired. Ryan smiled. "Yes, but not just the game," Chloe added, looking at him. "They won something much bigger." The kids seemed satisfied with that, returning to their game. Chloe nudged Ryan. "You always tell it better." She poked him. "Because I remember who made the first move." "Hey," he protested, "that was strategic." "Sure it was," she teased. Chloe went back to scrolling through the photos that night while the kids were still awake. One in particular caught her eye, a candid shot of all four of them laughing, completely unaware of the camera. Ryan walked in with 2 cups of tea. "Still looking?" She nodded. "This one, it's my favorite." He smiled as he took a look at it. "Yeah, that's us." "No filters," she said. "No pressure, just us." Ryan sat beside her. "Do you miss it, the show?" She thought for a moment. "Parts of it, the excitement, the challenge." "But," he prompted, "but I wouldn't trade it for anything." Ryan raised his glass. "Good answer." Chloe clinked hers against his. "To us." "To us," he echoed. The photos, hailed as a beautiful glimpse into life after reality TV, continued to be shared online. But for Ryan and Chloe, they were more than that. They were memories, an indication of how far they'd come. Also, it serves as a reminder that sometimes the stories that have the greatest significance don't take place in front of millions of viewers, but rather in private moments that are shared with the people whose lives are most important to them. Because long after the cameras stop rolling, real life begins.